What if I told you that silence, yes, pure silence, can make her miss you more than 1,000 texts ever could? What if I told you that most men, after a breakup, destroy every last chance of being missed by doing exactly what feels right emotionally, but completely wrong strategically? Let's talk about it. Welcome to Man of Substance. And today, we're diving into what to do after a breakup if you want her to miss you like crazy. This isn't about manipulation. It's not about playing games. It's about understanding psychology, mastering your emotions, and becoming the kind of man who doesn't chase, but gets chased. Most guys panic after a breakup. They beg, they text long emotional paragraphs, they make dramatic confessions on social media, thinking this will pull her heartstrings. But all it does is confirm one thing: you've lost control. And nothing makes a woman feel more secure about leaving than seeing a man unravel. Now here's the truth. If you move correctly after the breakup, you won't just shock her, you'll haunt her. But it takes guts, it takes strategy, and it takes emotional discipline most men were never taught. In this video, I'll walk you through 7 key things to do after a breakup that don't just help you move on. They pull her mind back to you, little by little, day by day. You won't need to chase. You won't need to beg. She'll do the missing for you, if you do this right. So, if you're tired of being the one left broken while she seems to move on easily, pay close attention. You're about to learn how to flip the script. Let's begin. 1. Cut contact and mean it. If you want her to miss you, the very first step is to cut contact and actually mean it. Not pretend, not half do it. No checking in, no just wanted to say hi, and definitely no liking her posts. You can't be half absent and expect her to feel your absence fully. When a man walks away, he has to walk all the way out. Now let's be real. Most men struggle with this part because they're afraid of being forgotten. But what you need to understand is this: you can't be missed if you're always present. If she still sees your name pop up, still gets random texts, or knows she can reach you anytime, there's no emotional gap. And when there's no gap, there's no space for her to reflect or question anything. Cutting contact isn't about punishing her, it's about protecting your energy and setting a boundary. It's the difference between being a man who clings and a man who commands respect. You don't need to slam the door. You just quietly walk away and let your absence do the work. Now, here's what that looks like. After the breakup, she expects the usual. The "I miss you" text, the emotional follow-up, maybe even a late-night call. But none of that happens. Instead, you go silent. Not just online, but emotionally. You don't respond to her birthday story. You don't double-tap her new selfie. You don't even view her posts. A week goes by, then 2. You've gone invisible. And more importantly, you're not breaking your silence. Around week 3, she starts to notice. Why hasn't he checked in? Is he really done? Has he moved on? That silence gets louder every day. And now you're in her mind. Not because you begged, but because you disappeared with strength. Remember this: women notice when a man has the discipline to stay away. It signals power. It shows you're not desperate. It tells her you have options. That's the kind of man she starts to question losing. But here's the key: you have to mean it. If you cut contact just to bait her into reaching out, she'll sense the weakness behind it. You're not doing this for a reaction. You're doing it because you refuse to stay where you're not deeply respected or wanted. That mindset alone makes you rare. So if you're serious about making her feel your absence, then cut the cord. No texts, no calls, no checking her page. You don't need closure. You don't need updates. You need distance. And that distance, that's where missing you begins. 2. Work on what broke you. Let's be honest. Most breakups hurt, but they hurt harder when they expose something deeper. Your insecurities, your fears, your emotional blind spots. It's easy to blame her. It's easy to say she changed, or she gave up, or she never appreciated you. But if you really want her to miss you, not just remember you, but truly regret letting you go, then you've got to do the one thing most men avoid after a breakup. Look in the mirror. This is where a lot of guys get stuck. Instead of facing their flaws, they distract themselves. They jump into rebounds, party more, stay busy. But avoidance isn't healing. It's hiding. And while you're hiding from the pain, you're also staying the exact same man she left. That's the truth most don't want to admit. If something inside you was broken before or during that relationship, whether it was low confidence, poor communication, emotional dependence, or lack of purpose, then that's what needs your attention right now. Not her, not what she's doing, not who she's with. You. The reason this part matters so much is because growth is felt, not just seen. You don't have to broadcast that you're changing. If you're genuinely working on your mind, your health, your self-worth, people notice it in your energy. The way you speak, the way you carry yourself, that includes her. Even if you don't speak a word to her again, the man you become sends a message she can't ignore. He's not the same, and that's powerful. Because most guys stay stuck in the same mindset that caused the breakup in the first place. But the rare man, the one who uses heartbreak as fuel, that's the one who stands out. This isn't about revenge. It's not about proving her wrong. It's about becoming someone who doesn't beg to be loved, because he's too focused on becoming whole. When you heal what broke you, you stop needing validation from women who didn't see your full worth. That's when your energy shifts. That's when people, including her, start to feel your absence in a different way. You're no longer the man who lost her. You're becoming the man who learned from it. So don't run from the pain. Don't numb it. Sit with it. Use it. Let it show you what needs to change, and then get to work. Not for her, but for the future version of you. That version, he won't chase. He won't crumble. He won't need her attention to feel whole. And that version is the one she never expected you to become. 3. Upgrade your life. Let's tell the truth. Breakups can leave you feeling like you've been stripped of everything. Your pride, your focus, your peace. And in that chaos, a lot of guys sit still. They pause their life. They stop pushing. They wait, hoping maybe she'll come back, hoping maybe she'll realize what she lost. But let's be clear. Your comeback can't wait on her recognition. It has to be for you, and it has to start now. After a breakup, every man hits a fork in the road. One path leads to stagnation, depression, laziness, unhealthy habits, scrolling for hours, reliving memories that don't serve you. The other path leads to transformation, clarity, discipline, momentum, power. The choice is simple, but most choose the first one because it feels easier in the short term. But nothing changes if you don't change your environment, your habits, and your mindset. You don't need years of healing to start improving your life. You don't need to wait until you're fully over her. You just need to start moving forward, even if you're hurting while doing it. This is where most men waste time. They think time alone will heal them. But time is neutral. It only works if you're putting in the effort. So you've got to shift the energy. Use the pain as fuel. Use the silence as focus. Use the heartbreak as a spark to do all the things you've been putting off. Not because she'll see it, but because you will feel it. And here's the truth. When a man starts upgrading his life, it shows. Not just physically, but in his presence. The way he walks. The way he talks. The way he handles life. And that is when the shift happens. That's when people start noticing a difference. That's when your glow up becomes real. The danger is falling into that "I'll get it together eventually" mindset. No. Get it together immediately. Upgrade fast, not recklessly, but intentionally. Clean your space. Fix your schedule. Cut distractions. Set goals. Build momentum so strong that even you don't recognize yourself in 30 days. And this isn't about being fake. It's not about faking happiness or pretending you're over it. It's about taking action that aligns with who you want to become. Because here's the harsh truth. If you don't use this pain as motivation, it will become a cage. It will trap you in regret, overthinking, and self-doubt. But if you take control now, if you flip the pain into progress, you'll not only rebuild yourself, you'll evolve. And when that happens, she won't just miss you. she'll realize you became the man she never thought you could be. 4. Stay silent but present. There's a difference between cutting contact and disappearing off the face of the earth. Yes, silence is powerful, but silence doesn't mean invisibility. In fact, when done right, staying silent while being present is one of the most psychologically effective things you can do after a breakup. Now let's make this real. Most guys either do too much or nothing at all. They either blow up her phone, stalk her socials, or completely fall off the map like a ghost in hiding. But both of those extremes scream insecurity. What you want is to be calmly visible, not to her directly, but to the world. Here's what that means. You're not reaching out to her, not liking her stuff, not responding to her energy. But you're also not hiding. You're still showing up in your life. You're still active. You're still working, moving, evolving. And if she happens to see that, good, let her. But don't force it. You don't need to be loud. You just need to be solid. This is where emotional control comes in. You might feel like saying something. You might feel the urge to let her know how much you're growing, how much you've changed, or how good you're doing. Resist that. Your silence is not weakness when it's paired with progress. It's power. Because silence that comes from confidence doesn't beg to be noticed. It gets noticed naturally. And here's the kicker. Women can sense when a man is doing better. Not because he says it, but because the energy shifts. She may not admit it. She may not say anything. But trust this. When a woman sees that you're quiet, grounded, and still showing up strong, that sticks with her. Especially if she expected you to crumble. Silence paired with presence makes a statement. I've moved forward, but I'm not hiding. That balance is what makes her wonder, reflect, and question the breakup on a deeper level. Because now she sees you're not playing games. You're just growing quietly, and that quiet growth is more attractive than any loud comeback. You also stop feeding her ego. When you're silent but clearly fine, it creates a kind of mental tension. She doesn't know what's going on in your head, and that's good. You don't owe her your thoughts anymore. You owe yourself peace, progress, and a future that doesn't revolve around her attention. This phase isn't easy. You'll want to break the silence. You'll want her to know you're doing well. But trust this process. The longer you stay silent and focused, the more power you hold. She'll feel the shift. She'll sense the change. And most importantly, you'll start to feel like the man you were always supposed to be. 5. Let mutual friends see you win. After a breakup, the last thing you want is to fade into the background. And here's why. When you're absent, people forget. You need to stay visible, not to beg for attention, but because your growth and success need to be seen by the right people, especially mutual friends. We've all heard the saying, actions speak louder than words. And in the post-breakup world, it rings especially true. You don't need to tell everyone you're doing better, that you're moving on, or that you're thriving. Just let them see it. You need to show up in your life as the man who's moving forward, not as the guy still stuck in the past. Now, this doesn't mean you're putting on a show for anyone. It means you're taking control of your narrative. When mutual friends see you leveling up, whether it's excelling at work, hitting the gym, or just being genuinely happy again, they'll notice the difference. You don't need to overshare. You don't need to explain. You just need to live your life in a way that makes people realize this man is not the same as he was when he was with her. And here's why this works. Mutual friends act as a bridge. They see both of you. And while they might not be able to see every detail of your life, they can certainly notice a change in your energy. When they notice your growth, they'll naturally pass that message to her. It's a subtle, almost passive way of showing her what she's missing. For instance, let's say you've been working hard at the gym after the breakup. You're not flaunting it. You're just doing it for yourself. A mutual friend runs into you at a party or a social event. They're shocked by how much you've changed. You're fitter, sharper, more confident. They notice it, and it's impossible not to talk about it. Man, he's really doing his thing now. That gets back to her. She hears about your new routine, your improvement, your energy. It catches her attention. And that's the key. Not your words, but your transformation that gets passed on. Now, it's important to note, this isn't about being vengeful or trying to make her jealous. It's about showing that you are moving forward, whether she's looking or not. It's about proving to yourself and the world that you can thrive without needing her validation. In fact, the more you focus on yourself and your growth, the more people, including her, will begin to see you in a different light. Your success will start to speak for itself, and you will become the man she starts to question losing. So let those mutual friends see you win. Let them see you thriving. And let the word spread that you're no longer the man she knew. You're becoming someone even better. Someone who's got everything it takes to rise above. 6. Give her the feeling of missing out. One of the most powerful emotions a woman can feel after a breakup is the feeling that she's missing out. And you, as a man who's looking to make her miss you, need to be aware of how you can spark that emotion. The key here is to live your life in such a way that she realizes she's no longer a part of it, and that you're doing just fine without her. This doesn't mean being overly dramatic or pretending to be something you're not. It's not about putting on a fake show of how perfect your life is without her. It's about living in a way that naturally signals growth, happiness, and independence. Things that she might have taken for granted when you were together. When a woman starts to feel like she's missing out on your life, your experiences, your energy, your journey, it forces her to take a step back and reconsider. Maybe she didn't realize what she had when you were together, but once she sees you living with purpose and passion, she starts to feel like she's on the outside looking in. You see, this is where most men go wrong. They either over-explain their progress, trying to show off, or they disappear completely, thinking silence alone is enough. The trick is to be visible, but not for her. Be visible for yourself. Be focused on living a life that's fulfilling, meaningful, and full of energy. When she sees that, when she feels that absence of being a part of something exciting, she'll begin to regret letting it go. You have to live in a way that says, I'm moving forward with or without you. And that's a powerful statement. It's not about rubbing anything in her face. It's about quietly living your best life in a way that makes her feel that gap. A gap she created when she walked away. If you keep your focus on building your own success, surrounding yourself with good people, and doing things that fill you with joy, that energy will speak for itself. And she'll start to realize that while she was a part of your past, she might not be a part of your future. She'll start feeling like she missed the boat, like she's watching you move on without her. And that feeling, it stings. The truth is, women don't want to miss out on something great. If she feels like she's missed out on the best version of you, she'll begin to reflect on the relationship in a different light. The silence, the growth, the way you've shifted gears, all of that will trigger something inside her that makes her wonder, what if I could have had that? So, to make her miss you, stop worrying about trying to get her attention. Focus on creating the life that you want, one where she's no longer in the picture. Let her realize that, in leaving, she might have walked away from something far better than she ever imagined. 7. Become the man she took for granted. Let's face it, one of the hardest truths after a breakup is realizing that you weren't the best version of yourself when she was in your life. Maybe you took her for granted. Maybe you got too comfortable, didn't work on yourself, or let your weaknesses show. But here's the truth. She's not going to miss the man who was lazy, complacent, or stuck in his comfort zone. Here's where men need to wake up. If you're still blaming her for the breakup without looking at how you contributed to it, you're missing the point. You can't change her. You can only change yourself. If you want her to miss you, or even better, prove to yourself that you can grow beyond this, you have to level up. You need to become the man she didn't see when you were together. No woman ever regrets the man who's constantly evolving, growing, and pushing himself. If she didn't see your potential, that's on her. But you still have to become the man with the power to let go, the strength to grow, and the confidence that you'll be fine no matter what. You cannot continue being the same man you were when she walked away and expect her to come back. That's not how it works. The man you were might have been comfortable, predictable, but she didn't fall in love with your comfort zone. She fell for the man who was driven and ambitious. Maybe you lost that version of yourself for a while. Maybe you became passive, waiting for things to happen instead of making them happen. That's where the change starts. With you. If you want her to miss you, give her a reason to feel like she let the best version of you slip away. You do that by becoming the man you know you can be, the one who commands respect, who's on top of his game, and who's not waiting around for things to fall into place. Start focusing on yourself, your health, your purpose, your growth. But here's the catch. It's up to you. Stop blaming her. Stop hoping she'll realize what she lost. It's time to take responsibility and make the change for you, not for her. Get disciplined, confident, and independent. Don't expect her to miss you just because you hint at your progress. Let your actions do the talking. Let her see the man she took for granted and realize she can't have him back. This is your wake-up call. Stop being the man she lets slip away and become the man who has everything it takes to move forward without her. Let's wrap up things with this. A woman never truly misses you until she sees another woman enjoying the man you were too lazy to become. It's brutal, but it's real. And if that statement stings even a little, that means there's work to do. If you've made it this far, you already know this video wasn't about playing games. It's not about fake tactics or trying to manipulate someone back into your life. This was about you becoming stronger, wiser, and more grounded after the breakup. Not to win her back, but to become a man so rare, she regrets ever letting you go. Now here's what I want you to do. Drop a comment below. Tell me what you're going through. Tell me if this hit home. Whether you're still in pain, rebuilding, or already on the rise, I want to hear from you. I read every comment, and if your story stands out, I'll reach out personally. This isn't just a channel. This is a brotherhood. You're not alone in this journey. We all fall. But the difference is how we rise. So subscribe, leave your thoughts, and let's talk below. Because your comeback doesn't start when she texts back. It starts right now, with you.